Hey, good morning. I'm gonna say good evening for some reason. My mind is just still. But anyways, welcome in, one and all, welcome in. Glad to have you guys here. And this morning, we're kicking off September 2024, right? So today is September 2nd, 2024. Hopefully you guys are enjoying your, Labor Day weekend and finishing it off, with whatever plans you guys may have out there. I think that's going to be pretty awesome. And if you guys are enjoying your time, your time off, basically. But anyways, as more and more people get in, welcome, Brian. Glad to have you here. Let me open up the chat so that way people can see what you guys are saying. And here I am. What's up, everybody? Glad to have you guys here. So, I wanted to kind of take focus with the Google Pixel 9a. Obviously, we have some leaks out there showing what the device could possibly look like, and I say could possibly look like because it's not for sure. These are leaked images, and we don't know how credible the images are, so we'll just keep it at that. I am going to talk about the top 3 MVNO prepaids that I suggest that people try out if they're trying to save some money. We all could use a little bit of money savings, so that's the reason why I picked 3 only. And you know what? As a bonus round, I'm actually going to talk about the upcoming Apple event, which we are days away from. And what do I think with the iPhone 16s as they're about to be unveiled, as well as the other Apple products that we would be seeing at this event. Before I get started though, if you guys do want to try out Helium Mobile, you guys get 1 month free. Use that promo code right there, scan the QR code right there. And you guys can, get your first month for free, try it out, see how it works out for you. And if it works out good for you, well then great. If not, hey, no harm, no foul. But definitely do that. And if you guys want to show your support directly to the channel, then I'll have this up here for you guys. Totally up to you guys if you guys want to use that. But the biggest way that you guys can support my channel literally is just smashing that like button. That really, really, really helps. You have no idea how tremendously that helps, but it does. And I just also released an account on another different platform, one that rivals and battles against TikTok. And I'm currently up to 100 followers on this platform, and it's been less than a month since I've been on there posting content, and it's been phenomenal and great. So I am happy to be on the platform known as Clapper. If you guys haven't heard of that platform, don't worry, I'll show you guys. But anyways, let's kick the tires and light the fires and talk about the Google Pixel 9a, which I am excited for, and I am glad that they're still doing it. Now, the article that I'm going to present to you guys was written by Chrome Unboxed. It was written by Joe Humphrey. So wrote this out on August 30th. But we'll kind of go apart. We'll kind of go across his article, what Joe decided to touch base with, and then I'm going to give you guys my thoughts on it. So let's let's kick the tires and light the fires in this one. Let's go. Let's do that. Get rid of that. Okay. So here we have it from Chrome Unboxed. Let me put the link in the chat. Oh gosh, who's messaging me? Oh, my kiddos. They've been enjoying their Labor Day weekend, so it's been awesome. But anyways, link to the article right there for you guys in the chat. You guys can click on it, read it for yourselves, bookmark it, read it later if you guys want to. But this is from Chrome Unboxed. Pixel 9a leaks. Why is Google making another phone? Is what Joe's whole thesis is all about. So let's go into it. If you've ordered yourself a Pixel 9, 9 Pro, 9 Pro XL, go ahead and drop it in the comments. I don't mind if you guys, show and tell. Well, you can't really show and tell, but if you guys want to tell about it, go ahead. I don't mind at all whatsoever. But anyways, so Joe goes on to write, Google Pixel 9 series made a splash just a few weeks ago, but the Pixel excitement continues. We've already seen the Pixel 9, 9 Pro, 9 Pro XL, and the 9 Pro Fold. Looks like Google is making room for one more in the Pixel family, the Pixel 9a. Now we have a glimpse at Google's next budget-friendly smartphone. So there's a key word there. Budget-friendly. Okay. Images shared on X and it gives the X user or Twitter user's handle right there. VN Choco Taco. I don't know. I don't know where people come up with these names, but okay. Well, let's see. So it shows off a possible Pixel 9a with a few angles from the front. Pixel 9a is a familiar sight, mirroring the Pixel 9's flat display and punch hole selfie cam. The bezels are a tad thicker, reminiscent of the Pixel 8a, which wouldn't be a surprise for a budget-minded phone. So I'm going to continue to go on, just kind of talking about the front of this. Looks like we got the SIM tray at the bottom here, where you got the USB-C. I will say this though, off jump, when it comes to this design right here. So let me see if I can. Oh, I'll just let you pop it out. There's that much, but so I don't know if you guys can see this, but down here is the SIM tray, right? So you have the hole where you plug in the SIM ejector tool key, and it pops the SIM tray out. So they've always been this thing of like, if you're going to put a SIM inside of it, be careful where you put the SIM key, because you could be actually stabbing the microphone. And to me, I'm just like, if you're concerned about the microphone, then why have the holes close to each other? Why not move the microphone from this side where my little mouse is hovering over to the other side of the Type-C port? Then there's no mistaking it, because when you look at the bottom to put your key in to eject the SIM, well, you're not going to stab it over here because you can automatically see where the SIM tray is. Having it this close to the SIM tray could confuse people, because rather than plugging it here where it's supposed to go, they may think that this is the hole to pop the tray open, so they stab it there. So I don't know, quality control. I'm just saying they could have done that. But then he goes on to say, when we move to the back of the device, things start to get interesting. It's hard to tell for sure from the photos, but it looks like a textured plastic back similar to what we've had on the Pixel 8a, with a sleek camera bar housing two cameras. I wouldn't say camera bar. That does not look like a camera bar to me. It just looks like a kind of pill bubble hump with two cameras in it, and then the rest of it all around is flat and solid, right? We got the flash off to the side, which is not part of it. So I feel like that, there's no camera bar on the Pixel 9a, which I'm okay with. Okay. So when it comes to just the overall design of the Pixel 9a, when we're talking the Pixel 9a, the thing to kind of note here is that we're going to kind of see a little bit of a shift, because the Pixel 9 and the 9, the 9 Pro and 9 Pro XL, like, they have this camera island, okay? Now, on something as small as this, right, which I'm assuming that the Pixel 9a will probably be around the same size as my Pixel 8a, but if you're not going to have a camera bar going all the way across, having just an island here would kind of look weird, right? It would kind of look weird just having an island that doesn't reach all the way out to the edges. So I'm okay with the fact that they're not trying to mirror the Pixel 9 by creating this weird island-shaped camera island bar that's not going to be raised as the Pixel 9s are, right? The Pixel 9 has a little bit, of a raise from the body. So it kind of makes sense, you kind of see that it is, a camera bar island, right? Definitive. When you go into something like the Pixel A series, right, they have very minimized and let me change this up real quick so you guys can see better, right? They've minimized how much of a raised bar this is compared to, like the Pixel 8s. Same with the Pixel 7a and the 7. So if they've made this camera bar island on the Pixel 9 series, right, the 9 Pros, I don't think it would be a good look for them to do something like this with just an island. That just, I don't know, it just would feel weird to me because it's like, why do we have this little bubble island? But then again, kind of looking at my phone now, trying to envision it, and maybe they could pull it off. But this right here, what you're seeing, as far as let's make this full screen so you guys can see it better. But as far as this right here, I don't feel like this is a bad look. I honestly don't. I don't think it would rock on the table, just because, I mean, if you see this is not that raised up to create that depth from the body to a flat surface, right? So I don't think it's gonna rock and wobble. Now, if this was protruding maybe about like a ½ inch to about 3/4 of an inch out of the body, then yeah, of course it's gonna rock. But this is not even a 1/4 of an inch out of the body. Really, all that I see here is just a slight bezel around the camera cutout. And then I don't know if you look right here in the corner, it looks like that there is kind of a divot, and then the glass over the camera sensors. So I don't see it being that protruding and that big. Like, can you kind of tell that there's something there if you lay it flat on the table? More than likely, yes, obviously you would see, but I don't think it would create a rocking sensation. That's something that I don't see that this, if this is the design, I don't see this doing that. Okay, so they go on to continue to say, why is Google even working on a Pixel 9a? So in this little segment of Joe's journalism, Joe goes on to say, you might be wondering why Google is even working on a 9a when they just released 4 phones, including the entry model Pixel 9. Well, with Google raising Pixel prices across the board this year, I think there's a perfect opening for a Pixel 9a at a more wallet-friendly price, hopefully still at $499. That would make it significantly cheaper option compared to the current $799 Pixel 9, while still getting a Pixel experience. As for affordability or availability, the leaker also mentioned that the Pixel 9a could be launched towards the end of this year and welcome in 4 colors, including a silver color. Now, that is a very, very, very big move right there. If they change up when the 9a is going to release. Now, I don't know about the end of this year, but I would say January would be fine, like the beginning of next year. Just to keep it on the safe side. I don't really kind of like expect them to do a Google I/O launch anymore, because Google I/O is really all about showing off new software, new builds of Android, new things they're adding into Android, the new codes that they have used to develop the next iteration of Android. So keep Google I/O about software. I'm fine with them changing when the A series comes out, but I don't think the end of the year should be the best point. 4 months right after. I mean, give the Pixel 9 some time to make its rounds. I would say January would be pretty solid. At least, in my opinion. And it will kind of be like a thing that we can pick on, right? Because in Google released the Pixel 9 a month before, Apple came to the podium with the iPhone 16. And then the Galaxy S series is around February. So if Google released the Pixel 9a a month before Samsung came to the podium with the Galaxy S25, I mean, it'll definitely be a good way for Google to just pretty much let the world know that they are contending against Samsung and Apple, which is something that we've wanted for a long time, being tech enthusiasts and things like that. Mindset says, I'm thinking about trading my Galaxy S23 FE to a Pixel phone. Well, I mean, you can always see how that goes. I would say one thing that I don't see a lot of what people do I don't see a lot of people going to Best Buy and playing around with these phones. Like, I would say before ever trading in something, before ever committing to switching over to something, if you have a local Best Buy near you, go to it and just play around with the phone. And I mean, really play around with it. Like, I see some people mess with the phones, and all they do is they do a quick like camera check, boom, and then they put the phone down and they walk to the next phones and see what the next phones offer. Like, actually play with it like it's your own. There's nothing wrong with it, and the people at Best Buy are not going to kick you out for it, you know, unless you're trying to steal the phone. But I mean, if you're just sitting there and you're like running the demo, you know, opening a game, testing a game out, opening the cameras, testing the cameras out, recording a quick video, you know, just swiping through things, checking things, adding widgets to the home screen, removing it from the home screen. Like, it allows you to literally test and check these phones out. And in that way, you know, if it's something that is your forte, if you feel confident in it, if you're like, oh, okay, you know, this may not be, you know, like a Samsung Galaxy, but I do see where people are coming with this, you're going to go for it. It makes a lot more sense, you know, right? And so then you pretty much have a great idea of just what to expect when it comes to a device you're switching over to, because there's going to be things that attracted you to getting a Samsung Galaxy, right? There's things about One UI that, you know, you would say, you know, that this is the reason why that, you know, you got the phone. And certain things that the Galaxy S23 Fan Edition may have that maybe the Google Pixel doesn't have or doesn't have similar to, and that could be like a whole turnoff, right? And you don't want to drop so much money on a phone and then get turned off on it and be like, oh, okay, you know, because then you know what's really going to happen is that, you know, if you're not happy with it, you're going to have to wait until the next Galaxy device comes out, so that way you can use that to trade. And even then, that's always a good idea too, is, you know, you play around with the phone. If it seems decent enough, you buy it, trade in whatever device you want to trade in to get some dollars off of it, get the phone. But if you end up being unhappy with the phone, then when Samsung drops the Galaxy S25, you know they're going to have trade-in deals if you trade in your Google Pixel 9, 9 Pro, 9 Pro XL, 9 Pro Fold. So, you know, you will get that. You'll be able to trade it in and get back to a Samsung, or even switch up to an iPhone, right? The iPhone 16s are just right around the corner. So, anyways. So they go on to say here, you know, as for availability, like, you know, the leaker mentioned, so probably at the end of the year. Given the Pixel 8a was just released a few months ago, back in May, this timeline seems a little off, but who knows? Google might surprise us with an early Christmas present. Nah, I would think beginning of the year. They would kick off the new year. I think the A series will always come like in the following year after the release of the flagship. So I would guesstimate January at best. That, you know, would be a good time for Google to release the Pixel 9a. Start off at the beginning of the year and the middle of the year, right? That's what I would say. But anyways, so, you know, of all of this, okay, of all of this, generally, I would say there is so much room now for the Pixel 9a to exist. There's so much room now. It's clear. I mean, when you have the Pixel 9 going for $799, right? It's going for basically $800, brand new, okay? And we're not even talking about deals, so I don't want to hear, you know, jargon about, oh, well, you know, in a couple of months it's going to go down the price, it's going to go down on sale. Fuck that. I'm not that person, okay? I take it for what it is. And the Pixel 9 is an $800 phone, okay? The Pixel 9 Pro is a $1,000 phone. And the 9 Pro XL is a $1,100 phone. All right, so we have to be on that level here in order to understand where I'm coming with this. And just like Joe mentioned in his article, it would be a great move. It would be a great move to continue the A series. Mind you, release the Pixel 9a at $499 for a 128 gig variant, and then release a 256, you know, variant at $549. The same they did with the 8a. Continue that pricing. That is like a $300 difference. There is a $300 gap that even if Google decided to put the Pixel 9 on sale, $200 off, you know, give or take, right? $200 off, maybe $150 off on the Pixel 9. There's still a marginal gap as far as pricing between the 9A and the 9. Okay, so it's not like the way that it is right now. Like when the Pixel 8 came out and it was launched and it was priced at $699, and then you had the Pixel 8A launched at $499. Then you started getting all these sales, and it pretty much put the Pixel 8 sometimes priced below the Pixel 8A. So that's where a lot of people were like questioning, like, you know, what would be the point of getting the 8A? Just get the 8. But in this scenario, you can go $799. So with taxes and everything, you're looking at paying like 8 and some change, maybe like $850, $840, depending on taxes and state, you know, in your state. Whereas on the Pixel 9A, if it's priced at $499, and you're paying probably about like, you know, $510, $525, $550 at most, depending on taxes and fees in your state. There's still a marginal gap between in the pricing. So it allows for the 9A to exist without question when it comes to pricing of the device. There are a lot of people who are still big fans of the A series, and one of the major reasons that they are is getting everything that the flagships have in this device, yet paying significantly less. It's supposed to be the idea. They can't really say that all too much for the 8A and the 7A when they were released. But now with the 9A, with the 9's pricing and what it was priced at, the 9A now does seem as a good option to literally get a device and get the same experiences, because that's all that the A series has been. The only difference between an A series device and its flagship has always been more of the build quality. That's been the biggest corner cut ever since the A series devices were released. You go from the Pixel 3, you know, all glass back, glass front, and then you go to the 3A, all plastic body, you know, but then you would see like a difference when it came to performance and software. Okay, the thing that amazed a lot of people with the A series devices, with the Pixel 3A, was the fact that, you know, it literally, I didn't realize this. Okay, but it really gave you a near experience to what the Pixel 3 was giving when it came to fluidity and all that, when it came to the software. I know this because I have both the 3 and the 3A, and I made videos comparing them when, you know, they were in their prime and just released to the world. But now it's completely different. Now, you know, with Tensor being involved and no longer being on Qualcomm, the A series devices have been very minimal different from the flagship base models. Okay, very minimal. Just about everything when it comes to the software performance, processor chip, it's been mirrored to the base model flagship device. So it's gotten better, and I think that's the entire point of it. Yeah, A series needs to exist because the other phones are going up in price. Yeah, really wish they would lower the cost of the 7A, which they're still selling. They should be selling that one about $375 at this point. What is it priced at now? Is it still priced at $499? That would be kind of crazy. Google getting market share, I think. Would be nice if their cheapest phone on their website was sub $400. Yeah. Which you know, it's always left me, you know, questioning Google. You know, good thing, cool thing you brought that up, so I can say this. You know, the biggest thing, the biggest thing about Google that I always question about is, like, I know that they're trying to get their latest Google Pixels in the hands of people out there. What I don't understand about them, though, is that, you know, their store, the Google store, would look more enticing if they continued to keep around like the 6A. Like, we know that in this generation of Google Pixels, the only ones that's currently going to be supported going forward are all Tensor based, right? So the chapter is fully closed on the 5A and under, right? The last Qualcomm based Pixels, door closed on them when it comes to support. So from the 6 on up to current 9s is what's supported, okay? And, you know, it would be awesome to look at the Google store, because I think the Pixel 6a is still a solid phone. I still use it. From time to time, I throw my Helium mobile phone in it. Now, I know I've been vocal and I've shown on social media that this doesn't have stock Android. My Pixel 6a does not rock stock Android. Neither does my 8a. Oh shit! I hit my elbow. My bad. But my 8a does not rock stock Android at all whatsoever. I mean, that's my biometric fingerprint sensor right there. And that's my choice. My choice. I'm not worried about getting Android 15. I'm not rushing to get Android 15. I am, in so many ways, just more concerned about having functionality, control, deeper control than stock Android. And I have that, and that's for me. Let me put that out there and just state that. When I show custom ROM and stuff like that, it's not me telling anybody, hey, you know what? I did it. You guys should do it too. Like, no, I don't think anyone should do it. And I would never tell anyone to do it because I don't want to be responsible if people fuck their phone up. If they don't know what they're doing, if they can't follow the directions, right? Maybe the directions seem foreign to them. I'm not going to go and diss people and say that they're stupid. You know what I mean? Because there's people that don't know how to type in, commands in a command prompt. And there's nothing wrong with that. I wouldn't want anyone to mess their phone up, right? I'm just saying for me, though, because, I know how to do it. And for me, I have more joy out of my Google Pixels with an aftermarket custom ROM than I do with stock Android. That's just me. But anyways, back to my point. My point is that if they kept the Pixel 6a, if they kept the 7a in the Google Pixel store, you would have price options that were below $400, right? 7a, they could sell that thing at like $329.99 or maybe $300. The Pixel 6a, they can sell it for $229.99 or lower. Point is that if they had that, Google Pixels would look more enticing to people because then you would be hitting every bracket of buyers that have a max limitation of $300, buyers that have a max limitation of $400, buyers that have a max limitation of $500. You would be able to cover all those bases and be able to have something there for somebody. And these Pixel A phones, they are still good. The 6A still good. I mean, yes, there are some caveats to them that people need to be aware of. It feels like my chair's shrunk down a little bit. Oh, it did. Figures why I was shrinking. Yeah, I like this chair. It's comfortable. I need to buy another one because the hydraulic thing is slowly giving away. But anyways, I feel like that would help Google a little bit more. It would be more enticing on their website for them to do that, So it's like the fact that they quickly rush away the 6A, and now all that's left really is the 7A. The 7s are gone. They've taken them off the market. Like, they should allow these phones to be on their store for the year of software support that they are giving. So if they're giving 3 years of software support on the Pixel 7, since it is getting Android 15, and I think it's cut off as Android 16, then next year is when they should drop them from their store. Yeah, the 7A could be found for a lot cheaper. I buy my devices from people on OfferUp. But there are people that take to there and they bought the phone and they really weren't happy with it and they can't trade it in, so they want to get rid of it. And as long as I do an IMEI check to make sure it's not blacklisted or anything, I'll buy it from people. So I've seen Pixel 7As right now on OfferUp in my city. People are selling them for like a $179. Cheapest I've seen was $150 for a Obsidian Pixel 7A. It's kind of crazy. I don't use any launchers on my device. I use a stock launcher. Because, like, technically, if you're all about, like, the visual aesthetics of Android in customizations, you don't have to flash a custom ROM. You can just throw a launcher on there and then download icon packs and all that kind of stuff and just pretty up your display. So that's where I would recommend, like, if you're just that type of person that just wants to have, like, custom icons, you want to be able to do more control with the launcher, then just get a third-party launcher and customize that way. Me, I want to have more control over things like, my say the actual user interface and stuff like that, right? So being able to do things like that. Okay, you got to go with a custom ROM that has these features built in, right? Like being able to change, the Wi-Fi icon and the data icon, right? My Wi-Fi icon is, Japanese calligraphy, and my cellular signal bar is a ninja blade. Then on the far right corner there's a little Android logo. I have my icons pretty much changed up, and the biometric sensor area has a little animation to it. And that's where you will go full custom ROM. Is this a final render? No, this is not a final render. So this is not what's on a Chrome Unbox website, that photo that's circulating leaked of the Pixel 9a. That's not a confirmed for sure what it's going to look like. All right, this was a leaked photo. We still don't know exactly how authentic the photo is. So someone just put it out there and said, this is the Pixel 9a. And so we're like, okay, well, we're kind of going off of it, kind of basing things off of it. So we'll have to see. We'll have to see. But yeah, that's it. As far as going a lot more deeper, right? Going in and adjusting where the clock is at. If it's at the top left corner of the display, I can move it to the center of the display. I can move it to the far right of the display. Those are the types of controls that I want. I want to be able to do things that way. I want to be able to get rid of things on my display that I really don't want to see, right? So if I don't want to see the battery icon, because for me, when I'm on my phone, I'm on my phone. So I have a battery widget right there. So I don't need another battery indicator at the very top. I just don't. That's why it's very minimal up here now. And then I want to be able to see data traffic use, which is what this is right here. So let's see if it's better, if it's blacked out. But yeah, I can see how much kilobits is being used. I can see downlink and uplink traffic in real time. So I have all those things turned on, which is not native in stock Android. Yeah. Anyways, kind of went off sidetrack there with the custom ROM on my Pixel 8a. But you guys tell me if you guys want me to do a video that goes more in depth in what I can do with the custom ROM on my Pixel 8a. I'll be more than happy to make that video and just show you guys every bit of setting and what it does and what it can change. Just let me know in the chat right now, or you guys on the replay crew, type it in the comments and just tell me to make that video. I'll make it for you. But if no one's interested, I'm not going to make it. Why make it if no one's interested in watching it? So anyways, yeah, at the end of the day, when it comes to the Pixel 9a, I'm going to hold off for that phone. I'm going to hold off for the Pixel 9a instead of getting the Pixel 9. That to me would be an upgrade, and it will allow me the time that I didn't invest in it because my Pixel 8a was a gift from my kids and my wife for Father's Day. So I want to make full use of this. And even if I do get me a Pixel 9a, I'm still going to use the Pixel 8a as my backup device. I've already made a mention that that's where I'll put my iPhone 12 down and just stick specifically with my Pixel 9a and then the Pixel 8a as my backup device. Okay, I'll get to work on that video. I'll probably have it maybe Wednesday. I'll have the video done and uploaded and ready to be viewed. So just give me till Wednesday. I'll make that video as far as what I can do with. It's going to be this specific custom ROM. I'm a big fan of Evolution X. I really love what they do with the custom ROM that they build. So I will show you what you can do all with Evolution X. And they have multiple phones supported. Like I have Evolution X on my Pixel 6a. It's on my Pixel 5, which I'm about to check to see if there's an update from 8.7 to 9.3. And if there is, I'm going to flash it today on my Pixel 5. I'm also going to, what do they call it? They don't have it for the 5a. They never built one for the 5a, but they've built one for the Pixel 4, and it's already been updated to 9.3. So on my Pixel 4, I have also Evolution X. But I'll show you what you can do with them as far as customizing and how much control you have. Mind you, my phones are not rooted, so I don't need to have things like the safety net put on for Magist, because I have a custom ROM, but I don't have root access. I couldn't root the phone if I wanted to, but then the certain features that I use, especially banking apps, I'm at risk of losing control over those. So there's a whole big difference. People think that when you put on a custom ROM, you're automatically going to lose control to banking apps and things like that. That's furthest from the truth. My banking apps work just fine, but that's only because I flashed a custom ROM. I didn't root the phone. In the old days of using custom ROMs, you would have to use a custom recovery. And the thing about that is, back then, getting the custom recovery on without computers, because most people didn't have computers back then, or at least good enough computers to do it. They relied on basically rooting their device with like an app that would force push a custom recovery in place of a stock recovery, and then flash all the necessary zip files to install the custom ROM, which would automatically come with root. Nowadays, you would just use your ADB and unlock the bootloader, and then get into fast boot and just flash everything from the bootloader into the device. And you actually can pick your target if you're flashing into slot A or slot B. For those who don't know, there's actually two slots that can run operating systems, because a lot of devices since I think 2018 or 2019 have been compatible with using GSIs. So you could flash a GSI onto a device, right? Like you can flash a GSI, I believe, onto the Pixel 5a to test Android 15, but it's going to be very minimal, very basic, and it's not something that you can run as a daily driver operating system. It just allows you to use Android 15 on the Pixel 5a to see what it's like, which is the only problem that I don't like. And most developers have not yet tapped into just creating GSIs that could run on the device as a full operating system of use, which I think they should start doing that, because then it allows you to dual boot. Here's my thing real quick, and I will say this. Here's my thing real quick. One thing I really wish that the dev community would do is do it in a form where you can flash, and I believe they can. Some have executed this. So I'm not going to say they haven't done it, but being able to install a full operating system on slot B. The reason why I say that is because if I have my custom ROM here on my Pixel 8a and I'm using it as a daily, and then I have to take it into to like break I fix for some service, okay, they're automatically going to give me some shit about it being on a custom ROM. So since it's dual bootable, I would be able to reboot and boot back into the stock operating system that would already have my stuff signed in and everything, and then let them service the phone. Of course, yes, I'm not stupid. I know that they could check if they wanted to, but the likely chances of someone checking if you have two different operating systems on one device, when you come in with the stock version already on there, they're not really going to look. It's only if you come up and you present the phone and they're like, oh, how'd you get this biometric sensor on your screen? How'd you get this animation on there? Why does it say this? Why is it when I turned your phone on, it had the CyanogenMod splash screen? Like, when you let them see that, of course they're going to look to see that there's two operating systems on it. I just have a good feeling on how people are, and know that if they see stock Android, they're not going to think to look. Unless you're talking about certain things, like if it's a software thing, then of course they got to run a diagnostic, and of course they're going to see that there's two different operating systems on it. But if it's like a screen replacement, I tend to always tell them, like, I don't want them running diagnostics because I don't want them seeing what's on my phone, and they won't do it. But if it's a screen replacement, they'll see, they'll be like, yeah, it's just a screen replacement. We'll replace the screen, we'll boot the phone on, make sure that it turns on, the screen's working. Boom, you're done. Yeah. So, anyways. There's a lot more stuff, kind of go around there when it comes to custom ROMs and stuff. Maybe one day I'll do a full live stream, just really going over my favorite ones and show, some of the best ones, and give you guys links to these sites so you can read for yourself. And, it's up to you if you decide to take the risk. I would say to anyone out there, you know what, flash your phones at your own risk, but understand it's not the dev community's fault if you mess something up. It's not my fault if you mess something up, because we're not telling you that you have to do this. I'm just saying, if you're interested and you really want to take a chance, watch like hours of YouTube videos and see how different people have flashed their phones and what types of issues they've run into and what they've done to fix those issues. That would be something I would say might be helpful to anyone out there. And then that way you kind of build that confidence. I've used Nova Launcher, but the stock launchers have been getting better. Yeah, they have. They've little by little started including more and more things that we would find in third party launchers to, you know, uh, literally just customize our Android device. That's why there's levels of customization in Android, which is why that, if it came down to it, at the end of the day, like I've told people, like I've used iPhones, I think they're great, but Android will always be my pick for the levels of customization that you can do, whether it's natively in the stock launcher. A novice would be in the third party launcher like Nova Launcher or any of those ones out there you can grab. And then there's a custom ROM, which is a more advanced level of customization, and then custom ROM with root is like the ultimate customization. Anyways, hopefully the Pixel 9a is launched at $499. But switching up, so I have 3 picks of MVNOs prepaids that I would suggest to people out there. I'm not saying in no way that you guys have to sign up with these things, but these are my 3 picks and I'll give you my reasons why. Okay, so my number 1 pick for phone service, because of the fact that it uses Verizon's network and there's so much customizations with this MVNO company, my number 1 pick for cheap phone service is going to be Mobile X. Mobile X is going to rock this, and everything about Mobile X is damn good. I would say this: the fact that the growth of the company and the way that they do things, they're not rushing it. So yes, they have their advertisement. You'll find them in Walmart. If you go to Walmart, you probably see in the electronics section there's a section set up, and it's got Mobile X SIM cards. You got the SIM kits you can buy there. Tells you on the little package, includes up to $10 in credit when you activate. Let you know you can try out their services for 10 days, which is something that it has more benefit than just giving you free 10 days. Okay, for you it's free 10 days of service. For Mobile X, it allows them to pretty much pitch you what would best suit you. And they're not shy and they don't lie about shit. That's the thing that I really respect about Mobile X. They'll tell you, if they're like, hey, we're not a fit for you because the amount of data that you use is, going to cost you about $60 a month. They have a tool that shows you an up-to-date comparison of what other carriers and brands are offering. That way, if they're not a fit for you, they could be like, yeah, we're not a fit for you, but US Mobile is a fit for you. They have this plan that is cheaper than what we would charge you if you wanted. So yeah, they're not afraid to tell you up front if they would work out for you or not. Of course, they have 3 options that you can choose from: personalized access, basic unlimited 5, basic unlimited 30. Okay. Kind of nice to see that they changed up the name of their plans. They used to call this fake unlimited 5, fake unlimited. Yeah. If you guys have been with Mobile X that long, you guys know exactly what I'm talking about. If you don't know anything about Mobile X, don't worry about it. Now you know. All right. With these 2, it's basically this: 5 gigabytes of allotted data speeds plus unlimited talk and text for $14.88 a month. With taxes, comes out to about 15 and some change depending on your state. If you go with the traditional, 30 gigs of high-speed data, you're at $24.88 a month. Unlimited talk and text, including Mexico and Canada, with this plan, nationwide 5G, 4G coverage on Verizon's network. And they even tell you right here, plan amounts do not include applicable taxes or government surcharges. After high-speed monthly data allotment is exceeded, speeds reduced for the remainder of the access period. Service subject to Mobile X general terms and conditions of service. So when you hit 5 gigs, you'll be slowed down. If you hit 30 gigs before your month is up, you'll be slowed down to 512 kilobits per second. No, 512 megabits per second. You're slowed down to that. No, 512 kilobits. Yeah, kilobits, not megabits. Kilobits. Now the personalized access, this is where you would utilize the 10-day free trial. Okay, you can utilize it with this, but if you're signing up and you're like, I want to go with the basic unlimited for 30 gigs, but what can they offer me? then don't choose basic unlimited or basic 5 from the startup of your sign up for service, because you'll just automatically start these plans. If you want to kind of get an idea before starting these plans, choose personalized access, go with the setup, get the 10-day trial. When you use the 10 days or 10 gigabytes, whichever comes first, um, and you're like, nah, the 30 gigs will be good, then choose the 30 gig plan and start from there. If you like what this is offering, the personalized access, then you choose that. If you think 5 gigs is more than enough, you can choose that. But you would have to choose personalized access first to start the 10-day free trial. Now, again, like I said, 10-day free trial is, for you. You get to use the service for 10 days or 10 gigabytes, whichever comes first. Okay. After you're done using it, it gives you a prediction of what you would use in 30 days. So, if you're using only like 2 gigs of data because you're mostly on Wi-Fi, it's going to tell you what the price is for 2 gigabytes of data plus the network access fee, and then whatever option you choose for your minutes. Some people don't make phone calls, so they strictly only go data, right? You can go unlimited talk and text for $4.50. You can go 50 minutes of text, 50 text messages, and that's like, I think it's like $1. Most people use things like FaceTime or Google Meets. They're up on that, video calling or voice over internet calling, so they don't really touch basic cellular connection. So most people just don't go for the unlimited talk and text. So yeah, you can get a pretty cheap plan. You can be paying as low as instead of here starting at $4.08 a month. That's cheapest. That's cheapest. That's like 1 gigabyte of data, and the access fee to the Verizon network, and no talk and text. So that's great. This is also great for your kids. Like I've talked about it in the past, and I'll say it again. Mobile X is a great way to teach your kids some responsibility, to teach them, to earn things, right? When my daughters are on Mobile X, they used to do house chores, and every week, if they'd done their house chores, I would add on 5 gigs of data for them to use. It also limited them from being online all day by rationing their data for what they really wanted to and when. And if they needed more data, like say they were going to go out with their friends, maybe they were going to go to the park, maybe they're going to go to the mall, or whatever they're doing. Maybe they're going to a basketball game at school and they want to live stream, right? I can always add the data that they need to make sure that they're covered with data. And I don't mind doing that. To a lot of people, they just like things like a set it and forget it, and hey, that's fine, to each their own. I'm a person that's okay with governing what my kids do on their phone and restricting them of usage to the internet. And so this allows me to do that without me having to go there and be like, I want you to limit your time on the internet. I don't have to tell my kids that. I don't have to pull out the dad voice and the finger pointing and be like, stop being on the internet all day long. Like, I don't have to do that. All I gotta do is just set the amount of data that they have a month, and I know they're gonna run out of it at a certain time. And then when they come to me complaining, like, I'm bored, I don't want to do this, it's like, read a book. I got books. And they grab a book and they go in and read. So yeah, makes a great phone plan for kids. Makes a great phone plan for those that are seniors, those that are not wrapped up in the whole social media hype and don't give a shit about Facebook or Instagram. Like they have a Facebook and Instagram, and it's only to look at their adult children, because they're not little kids. They're grown up, they're full adults, but they want to be able to keep in touch with them, so they watch what they post on Instagram or they watch what they post on Facebook. Like my dad has Facebook. He doesn't use it. I can go through my Facebook feed and barely find any posts from my dad on Facebook. The only thing that shows me my dad is active on Facebook is when I post a photo of me and the kids. Maybe we went out to dinner and we were happy and we snapped a photo to remember the moment. And then I'll get a thumbs up from my dad. My Uncle Ray, who's older than my dad, he has Facebook. And he comments here and there, just to let us know that he saw what we shared. He'll crack a joke to make us laugh. He'll give us the thumbs up. That's it. But even people that are seniors that don't use a lot of data can use something like this. Say they're mostly on Wi-Fi at home and they barely leave their house. So why have a $25 monthly bill on the phone when you can have as low as a $4.08 monthly plan, right? Because maybe they only use a gig in 30 days, when they go to Walmart to buy groceries, they go to the bank, you know, um, they don't use a lot of data, so they can actually really be saving a whole lot of money with being on the personalized access plan on Mobile X with just going with the personalized plan. It allows you to control all aspects of your plans. That's why it is my number one, because you have all that level of customization when it comes to a phone service plan, but you also have the traditional stuff like the 5 gig and the 30 gig that's there for you at your disposal, and you can switch in between. It's not like you if you pick personalized access, you can never go to the basic unlimited 30. You can, you can. You just gotta switch the plan. And you can do that with the wonderful people of Expert Care. Shout out to the Expert Care crew. Love you guys. They're fucking amazing. Like, yes, there's no direct phone number to call them, so you can yell at them over the phone and cuss them out. But I can tell you this much without giving too much away. I can say that Expert Care is probably one of the best customer care places I've worked for. And it's fucking amazing what they do. And I'm being straight up honest with everybody. No bullshit. I'm not blowing smoke up your ass to make you guys feel good. I'm fucking telling you guys, their Expert Care is fucking amazing. And it's so crazy. It's so crazy how far they've come. And I can't tell you guys anything more than that, because that's giving away insider stuff. And I will not fuck them over like that. I'll just tell you, if you knew what I knew of their customer care, you would be fucking amazed by their customer care. Hands fucking down. You would be amazed by their customer care. Because it is fucking crazy how they're able to do this. Shout out to them. Big fucking shout out to them. Now, in some places, Verizon doesn't work the best. In some places, Verizon's not able to pull. So going with Mobile X wouldn't be beneficial for someone who's in an area where Verizon is just not present with its power. So there's got to be something out there that's cheap and affordable for you to do. And so this is why I said my top three. Both are T-Mobile based companies. Both can, well, one is affordable as hell. The other one can be affordable if you choose a certain route. So the next one on my list, and the number 2 spot, is Helium Mobile. Helium Mobile is in my number 2. The reason why is because, one, it rocks on the T-Mobile network, which a lot of people tend to like T-Mobile. They say it works great in their area. So, I mean, you can't go wrong with a prepaid service that is running on T-Mobile, on the T-Mobile network. You just can't. So, with that being said, Helium Mobile is in my second place spot. What it lacks that Mobile X offers is a customizable plan to be even more cheaper than what it is. However, this is still a good service, okay? A good service. And yes, I'm going to fucking be cliche right now. I'm going to throw this in here and say that if you want to try it out for a month free, so you don't have to just listen to me talk about it, try it out for a month free, scan that QR code right there. It pretty much will give you the information. But really, all what you're doing is you're just downloading the app onto your phone, whether it's an iPhone or an Android device. Go into the store, type in Helium Mobile, download the app, go through the sign-up process, and towards the end, before you check out, you'll see a spot that says Apply Promo. That's where you put my promo code in all caps. So my promo code, which is my first name, Roberto, type that in, all capital letters, and go and check out. Of course, you're going to get a small dollar fee. That's for them to test that your payment method is working. But other than that, you're not going to be charged the $20 for your first month. That's on me. That's my gift to all of you guys for being so amazing and rocking with me all these years. It's hooking you guys up with a month of free service on Helium Mobile if you want to try them out. Anyhow, Helium Mobile service is tapping into a different area, okay? I've talked about this in prior videos and live streams, so I don't want to reiterate too much and bore you guys half to death. But this plan only costs you $20 a month. Yes, taxes and fees are not included, okay? But I don't want to hear this, oh my God, taxes and fees are not included. What the fuck, man? I can go invisible and have no taxes and fees. Like, look, if that's how you feel, go there. Because there's one huge fucking advantage with Helium Mobile that none of the prepaids or postpaids have at this current point. And that's mapping the service earns you mobile rewards that you can use to pay your phone bill. Like I said, until today, till fucking today, I have not paid a bill on Helium Mobile. I am not fucking with anybody. I signed up back in like the beginning of March. We're in September. I have not paid a phone bill because I have earned through mapping enough to pay my phone bill a month to 2 months to 3 months in advance. The very first month of service with Helium Mobile, and I pretty much earned enough to prepaid 1 month. So I did that. And I prepaid 1 month. And I didn't wait until the end of my bill cycle to prepay it. I went ahead and prepaid it in the middle. So I basically earned enough to pay my bill in 2 weeks of mapping every day. Every day, leaving the house, coming home, just doing the mapping. Okay, they may have changed up the mapping a little bit and have put some limitations on it, because before you could have mapped all day long and earned mobile rewards, but then people were like literally earning a shit ton. They had to scale it back to be fair for everybody to be able to earn. Okay, because Helium deals in crypto. That's one of the things about them. They are dealing in crypto. They, not long ago were brought onto the Solana blockchain, which was a huge, big step for them, and they're continuing to furtherly advance. So Helium Mobile, you earn from mapping. You earn enough to pay, a month in advance. You can earn to pay up to 3 months in advance, which is what I did in the month of April. I prepaid 3 months in advance, so I was covered for May, June, and July. Okay. August was when I was supposed to pay my next bill, but I earned enough to prepay a month on that. And so August was paid for. And I just prepaid again like a week ago to cover my September bill. So in the next 3 days, my bill is due on Helium Mobile. I'm covered. I'm paid. So my next bill actually is not due until October, but I've already earned enough to prepay. So in a few more days, I am going to cash out my mobile earnings and transfer it to my wallet, and then I'm going to prepay my phone bill. Okay, so yeah, while you were going to stick with your taxes and fees included, paying $50, I haven't paid shit. Okay, and when you're mapping, it's like you're working for Helium Mobile, so you're being paid. Okay, so you're being paid to use the phone service, and then with your earnings, you're paying for your phone service in advance. So it's not one side loses, the other side gains, But there's other things that they do too as well, like these hotspots you see on the screen here, right? You get your phone plan, turn on mapping in your Helium mobile app, go about your day as you normally do, earn mobile rewards, cash them out, pay off your phone, pay your phone bill. And that's what I was getting to, is you can also save up all the earnings. You don't have to pay your phone bill. If $20 is something that you don't care about, you pay $20 a month. Keep mapping, keep earning, and you can make yourself enough money to buy you a new Pixel phone. They got the Pixel 8, and the Pixel 8 still available. The Pixel 8 Pro has been sold out, and they're not re-upping on that. But if you buy a Pixel 8, Pixel 8a, you get a couple of months of free service if you buy those phones if you're a new customer. However, if you just want to try them out, you can try them out for 1 month and use my promo code right there. That'll get you your first month for free. But if you want to get even more deeper into Helium, you can buy the indoor or outdoor hotspot. And if you know how to set these up, then you're good to go. You deploy them, and then anyone with Helium service that's walking around your area and connects to your outdoor hotspot, or they're nearby strong enough to connect to your indoor hotspot, then because you have an indoor or outdoor hotspot, you start earning rewards off of that. And the big kicker here is that they're beta testing where Verizon, AT&T, and T-Mobile are offloading customer data usage onto Helium mobile hotspots that are deployed by Helium customers. And yes, if your hotspot has been chosen as in the beta program to offload usage, even if they're a Verizon customer and they're connected to your hotspot, you will earn mobile rewards as they're connected to your hotspot for data usage rather than the cellular towers that are nearby. So there's a lot of earnings that can happen here with Helium Mobile. It's a lot of things with crypto and finance. So there's a lot of avenues here that can just make you have a free phone service. Okay, I've connected to people's hotspots. I've been on the default T-Mobile network, which is who they use as their network operator to provide service to customers. And both being on the Helium network, being on the T-Mobile network has been fucking good. So I would recommend this. $20 a month. That's cheaper than what most is offering out there at $25, $30. Some are like $30, but you have to have auto pay on, and you'll get it for 25. With this, you don't need auto pay on. It's $20. Okay. In my state, I live in Arizona. So what my actual bill would be if I paid out of pocket, it would actually be $21.66 a month. I would pay for phone service, which is still less than $25 that most companies are charging. Okay. So me, I don't give a fuck about the taxes and fees included because nothing is really coming out of my pocket. What I earn from YouTube, what I've earned from my other adventures does not pay for my phone bill. It has not. And my daughter is on Helium Mobile as well, and she hasn't paid a phone bill since April. Actually, she hasn't paid a phone bill at all because when I signed her up for her own phone line, she was one of the first people to use my promo code. So she got her first month for free and has stayed on it since then, has been mapping with her device and has been earning the tokens and has been cashing out and paying her phone bill. So yes, I would definitely recommend this if T-Mobile is strong in your area. Okay, do they have roaming agreements with AT&T and Verizon? And the answer to that question is yes, they do. Obviously, they're using T-Mobile's network, so they also fall on there as a T-Mobile subscriber, which allows them access to the same roaming that Metro by T-Mobile and T-Mobile postpaid has. Maybe not with the same amount of access, but it's there. Data quality is comparable to Metro by T-Mobile. If someone's to ask me, like, how good is their network connection? I mean, are they really slow? Look, Helium Mobile's connection on the T-Mobile network is better than Boost Mobile's connection on the T-Mobile network. And that speaks volumes because more Boost customers would rather be on the T-Mobile side rather than the AT&T side with Boost Mobile. So if I'm telling you that, its network quality is better than Boost Mobile on T-Mobile, that speaks volumes. It's on there with Metro by T-Mobile, that speaks volumes. But here's the other big kicker. Yes, you may read that, oh, well, they only give you 30 gigs of high-speed data. They do. If you cross 30 gigs, you are not slowed down to 256 kilobits per second. You are not slowed down to 512 kilobits per second. You are slowed down to 1 megabit per second downlink by 1 megabit per second uplink. Okay, and that's for the next additional 10 gigabytes. So 0 to 30, full high-speed access. 30 to 39, you're at 1 megabit per second by 1 megabit per second. 40 and higher, you're at 512 kilobits per second. So they have a tier level dropping of how fast your data speeds are. And they could change that up in the future. It could. But at this time, it's pretty much set that way. And I will fucking take that any day of the week over what's out there that's going to slow me down. Like Boost Mobile says 512 kilobits per second. Fuck that. I've speed tested it past 30 gigs. It is like really, really slow. You can't really do anything on it. Maybe access some web pages would be fine. Anything that has like any type of media, no, it's a no-go. So anyways, I'm just being straight with everybody. That's why Helium Mobile's in my second place. For those reasons I listed. And before I show you what my third place is, before I leave, this QR code is right here. You want to try them out, fucking try them out. I really suggest it. I really say that if T-Mobile works great in your area, you're going to be happy with this. And the data calculation is fucking weird. It's weird. I use my phone the same way. It doesn't calculate data usage as rapidly. Like it doesn't deplete my data usage as rapidly as what it does like on, Metro, how they calculate me and whatnot. I'm just saying, one day I'm going to figure out how to prove that there's some fuckery going on with data calculations with these guys. But till then, yeah. Anyways, so let me take that out the way. The last one I recommend is also a T-Mobile user. They are good for two major things. Okay, you can have a custom phone plan on them. You can have an unlimited phone plan on them. But one thing I can tell you guys is that if you're somebody that is a person who travels for business outside of the United States frequently in a year, you're going to want this service provider. And that is Google Fi. Google Fi, even though their customer service is fucking shit, Google Fi does offer something really, really good for people out there. And it's these two plans right here. The flexible plan and the unlimited plus plan. I don't know why the fuck this exists. Honestly, feel like they need to add more to this. to make this enticing for people. Okay. But anyways, let's start off with the flexible plan. You guys can see the breakdown of it, right? $20 for a line plus, $20 for one line with data, right? So it's $20 for the line, $10 per gigabyte that you use. Okay, so if you only use 1 gigabyte a month, you're looking at $30, which is not that great comparing it to Mobile X, but you still have the ability to control the usage if you want to. Okay, and if Verizon doesn't work good in your area, this might actually help out. I mean, there's other companies, I believe like Tello allows you to customize almost similar to Mobile X, but Tello uses AT&T. Yeah, so you can go with this. Cool thing about this though, and what makes it a little bit better than other, pay for what you use type plans on the T-Mobile network is with this plan, you actually can share your data with tablets. So you can get a SIM card for one phone line or activate by eSIM, whatever you choose. But then you can get a data-only SIM card that is connected to your data usage for your primary line. So if you get, let's say, a data-only SIM card, right? Let's say I get a SIM card and I put it in my iPhone 12, and then I get a data-only SIM card and I put it in my iPad. Okay, if I use 1 gig of data on my phone, I will be paying $30 before taxes and fees. But what if I use a gig also on my tablet? Then I would be paying $40 because 1 gig that was used on my primary line and 1 gig that was used on my tablet. The data calculation used on your tablet is similar to data calculation that is on your primary line. So that's how that works. And that's a good thing, right? Because you need an iPad or a Pixel tablet, you can throw that SIM in there. Okay. Then they have an unlimited plan, which is kind of pricey. This is very comparable to postpaid plans more than anything. It's kind of funny. Like I would think Google would charge this if they actually built out their own 5G network. And then they can become an MNO, mobile network operator, charge postpaid prices. It is. For what you're getting, it is. $65 a month. And this is before taxes and fees. They really should. What would help Google Fiber out right now immediately is if they just did taxes and fees included. And they dropped this plan down by $5. They just made it $60 a month. Unlimited hotspot tethering, obviously. It works in 200 destinations. You can call to 50 countries from the US and it's free. You also get access to the data-only SIM card to put in tablets or even other smartphones that you're going to use just like add like a camera to live stream. You could throw a SIM in there. You get 6 months of YouTube Premium on them. I think that should be 1 year. And you get 100 gigabytes of storage with Google One. I think they should move this up to the 1 terabyte plan. This, I don't know why this is here. This is $50 from one line. You get unlimited talk and text. You get 5 gigabytes of hotspot tethering. You don't get the data-only SIM card, but you can use the services in Canada and Mexico. And it's like, okay, that's great. Let's compare all the features real quick. So, unlimited, but only at 35 gigs. Then you're slowed down. And you're slowed down to, they say 256 kilobytes per second, but honestly, with Google Fiber, when you are, deprioed and you're slowed down, not deprioed, when you're throttled and slowed down, it's still actually pretty usable. 50 gigs if you're on the Unlimited Plus plan, that's as much as you get in a month. And then you get up to 15 gigs total. So with this, it says bill protection. So really what that means is with the flexible plan is if you're on that plan and you don't have any additional SIM cards, just your primary one, if you hit 6 gigabytes of data usage, they will stop charging after that. Let me make that clear, because some people think they just don't charge you for the data because you used a lot. No, it's not like that. So it's $20 plus 6 gigs of data. That's $80 a month. So if you hit the 6 gig mark, they're going to stop charging. You're still going to be able to use the data at high speeds. They just stop charging. So the max out on that is 85. Now, the max you can go is 15 gigabytes. So from the 6 gigabytes, if you use 9 more gigs, then you will be slowed down for the rest of the bill cycle. So if you pass 15 gigabytes of data, you'll be throttled. If you want high speed, you would have to pay $10 per gigabyte of high speed after 15 gigs. I know that sounds confusing. That's the best way I can simplify that. um, the big kicker here with Google Fi is that their data is not deprioritized. Their data access to T-Mobile's network is not deprioritized. The same with Mobile X. If you're on Mobile X, you're not deprioritized like Visible is. Like you can get the 30 gigabyte base plan from Mobile X and do a speed test compared to Visible. They'll be close, but Mobile X tends to do better with network quality connection, both 5G and LTE. I'll be honest. Okay, and you can control your video playback. If you're on the personalized access, you can control your video playback. You can set it to 4K. You can set it to 1080p. You can set it to 720p. You can set it to 480p. Depends on how much data you want to use. So you actually have the control with Mobile X. Google Fi is in the same boat as far as network quality access. They are not deprioritized. Okay, I've done a speed test. You guys can check it out. I've compared Google Fi network access to T-Mobile versus Metro by T-Mobile, and Google Fi smoked Metro by T-Mobile. So the network quality is really good, which is why I think is why they feel like they can charge these prices. Because to them, it's like they're offering you postpaid T-Mobile network access. And they are. But it's still prepaid. No credit check to sign up with them. Okay. Hotspot, premium features, 5 gigs you're only allowed on the Simply Unlimited. Unlimited compared as to your 50 gigs. So if you use all 50 gigs of your primary line's data, then you can use all of it. With flexible, same thing. You're being charged $10 per gigabyte of data that you use. Okay. Shareable data included. This means if you can get a data-only SIM card on the Flexible and the Unlimited Plus, you can. On the Simply Unlimited, no. Full connectivity for select smartwatches. You can add a smartwatch line on all 3 plans. Only the Unlimited Plus gets 6 months of YouTube Premium on that. Only the Unlimited Plus gets 100 gigabytes of cloud storage for Google One. I think they should put this 100 gigabytes of cloud storage on the Simply Unlimited and move this one up to 1 terabyte. International features, data, calls, and text within the United States, and Canada, Mexico. All plans have it. Affordable calls to 200 plus destinations. All plans have it, with 50 destinations on the Unlimited Plus being free. The rest have a per rate minute charge. Data traveling outside the United States, only the Flexible and Unlimited Plus have it. Text calls while traveling outside the US, Canada, and Mexico, only the Unlimited Plus and Flexible has that. Free text on both, 20 cents a minute for calls. And you get some additional perks. You can easily switch between your plans when you want to. You can manage your plan from the Google Fi app. There is one hub for your whole group. So if you have a family plan on Google Fi, you can manage everybody's accounts. You can try them out for 7 days if you want to see if they're a good fit for you. They do have phones that they sell. Obviously, Samsung Galaxies and Google Pixels is what they sell, as well as Motorola. I'll just show you guys the phones here. All right, so you can get the Google Pixel 9 series. You can get the Pixel 8a. You can get the Galaxy Z Flip 6 or the Z Fold 6, the Moto Razr 2024 model. You can get the G Stylus 5G 2024, the regular Moto G 2024. You can get the Galaxy A35 5G, the S24 Ultra, the S24 Plus, and the S24, as well as the Galaxy A15. You get the Pixel 8 series, so the 8 Pro and the regular base 8. The Moto Razr Plus 2023 you can get. The Galaxy Z Flip 5 they offer. Z Fold 5 they offer. Pixel 7a they still offer. The Pixel Fold 1 or the Pixel Fold OG, they still offer it. Samsung Galaxy S23 Ultra, the Z Flip 4, the Galaxy A54, S23 Plus, and the Z Fold 4 are still devices that they sell through Google Fi. As far as your smartwatch, you're able to activate a Pixel Watch and have its own line on Google Fi if you want to. What you can see here, all the watches that they sell. So the Google Pixel Watch 3, Galaxy Watch Ultra, Galaxy Watch 7, Pixel Watch 2, the Galaxy Watch 6, Pixel OG, the Pixel Watch OG, and the Galaxy Watch 5. Those are the smartwatches they sell. So anyways, they have family plan offerings, 4 lines on each of these, and you'll get the idea. $100 on the Simply Unlimited, so it goes down to $25 each line. $160 for 4 lines on the Unlimited Plus, it's $40 each line. And then it's $65 for 4 lines, $17 each line for voice and text. And then it's $10 per gig. And it calculates everybody's usage. So, I could use 500 megabytes. Doesn't mean that I'm going to be charged, $5. Because if my daughter uses 500 megabytes, that's already, close to 1 gig right there. That's $10. And that's not counting what the other 2 lines use per day. So everybody's data usage is compiled together. So if 4 lines collectively use 20 gigs, you guys get the point. The bro protection starts at $100. So if you've used, if you used 10 gigabytes of data, they'll stop charging you per gig after that. And I believe again it's at 22 gigabytes for the family plan, I believe. Let's see where they stop at. Nope, same 15 gigs. You go over 15 gigs and then they slow you down. So, but yeah, those are my top 3. So Mobile X on the Verizon network, fully compatible with most devices out there that are unlocked. And so much customization done there that you can have a cheap, affordable phone service with Mobile X. Helium Mobile for those that want to be on the T-Mobile network, $20 a month, turn on mapping, earn mobile rewards, pay your phone bill ahead, and you're basically not having to pay a phone bill out of pocket. And Google Fi for international use and slight customizations, as well as data-only SIM cards that could be given out. Those are why those are my 3 top prepaid MVNOs. I would love to know your guys' favorites. You guys can chime in, comment if you're watching on the replay, comment below, and let me know which is your favorite prepaid or your top 3. Okay, doesn't matter what it is. No one's gonna say you're wrong, because this is my perception, my opinion. And like my father always taught me, opinions are like assholes. Everybody's got one. So you have a right to share your opinions on what your top 3 are. I would love to know them. To be honest, I would love to know them. But anyways, that pretty much calls it for today's podcast. September 2nd, first podcast of the month of September. I'm very excited. We are getting closer and closer to Halloween, which is my favorite holiday. So yeah, be expecting more videos this week to drop. Brian, if you're still here, I'll make that video showing you in depth of what I can do with the custom ROM on my Pixel 8a. I expect that video to drop Wednesday. Some speed testing done. Check out some of my past videos I've released recently. I would really appreciate that. Smash the like button because that fucking helps me out tremendously. Again, if you guys want to try out Helium Mobile, I got you. You could try it for 1 month for free and see how it works out for you. Just use my promo. It's also in the description. If the QR code doesn't work, it's in the description. You can check it out. And if you guys want to cop one of my t-shirts, I would really appreciate that. Team Nexus Pixel t-shirts, still there. You guys get a t-shirt. You guys can get a hoodie. You guys can get a long sleeve. I pre-ordered some samples, so you guys will start seeing me wear them in videos, so you guys can see what they look like. But if you guys want to grab one yourself, there it is right there. Definitely grab one for yourself and take advantage. That is it for right now. I appreciate you guys for being here. Thank you guys so much for stopping by, hanging out with me. If you watched the replay, #replay crew. Just know that I love you guys very much. Gene, you missed it, so catch the replay, man. You can see what I had to talk about the Pixel 9a as well as my top 3 favorite MVNOs, and comment what your top 3 favorite prepaid MVNOs are. Doesn't matter, nothing's taboo. Speak freely. Comment what your top 3 favorite are. Until then, I'll talk to you guys later.